Welcome to the Happy Hacker with Ambition. It's all about my ponies, Tia, Eek, Indy and Ginny, my friend Laura and her horses, and her daughter Lucy and her ponies. Right, so I started all again because I've had such really bad microphone issues. Eek and Tia, hello. I'm slightly concerned about Eek because she's got a little bit of bug eyes going on, which, you know, you could say she's got fat deposits above her eye, which I've looked at, but actually she hasn't. In herself, she seems all right. She's got lumps and bumps. She's a grey pony, and I'm just very aware. So I'm like, in herself, she seems okay. Tia, you're just in charge as usual. Yep, I want this grass. You're not having it. I just like it. So she's looking at, oh God, what is it with me and these? Actually, you know what? I'm going to take this jacket off. I've got two jackets on, and it's too late. What the microphone's attached to? Yeah, that is a bit naughty. But I like being naughty. Hello, Eeky. She has got bug eyes, but she's not. So I've done some research. I started to do a bit of research. I'm just going to undo this mic and try and sort out this. This is why I'm getting wireless ones, because I can't cope with all these flipping wires and then not working and then getting in a knot. Then all the other rubbish that goes with it. So I thought I'll just get some wireless ones. I had recorded everything. So this week, we've done Ginny and I've done quite a bit. Indy and I have done quite a bit. Really quite pleased with myself. Ever since I've had Ginny, it's been windy. The weather has been up and down, windy, warm, dry, wet, windy, warm, dry. Even when I tried her, it was windy. So what I actually did, Laura did, I rode her, I was at work, then I did an two earlies in a day, which I'd not done before, and I rode, and then I had a day off, and Laura had worked the night. And she said to me when we were talking, I said, oh, perhaps I should just wait if you are going to ride. And then I went, oh no, it's Tuesday, because Lucy does gymnastics on a Tuesday. I went, oh, I should ride. And she went to me, I think you'll be absolutely fine. And when we originally got Ginny, the lovely girls that showed us and introduced us to us at Becky's yard said, she can be a bit fidgety when you get on her to mount. And I thought, well, okay. And then Laura, and I said that to Laura, and she went, I said, I don't want to start any bad habits. And she said, well, when you get on, I just stand by your side. I'm not doing anything. And I went, oh yeah, that's true. I generally just try and kick Laura in the head, as you all know, as I have done that before now. And I said, oh, okay. She said, I reckon you'll be all right. Anyway, I got on her. I got her all tacked up. She was, now, how I found her when I came down to ride her was hot and sweaty. I mean, hot and sweaty. She was dripping in sweat. And I thought, how have you been up to? So she'd obviously been running around having the zoomies or doing something. And she was a little bit, and I thought, oh, well, that's not. And also the other thing about her was she was a bit, just not her normal laid back self. So I thought, well, that's a bit weird, but carried on. It was a bit windy, I'll admit that. When I say a bit windy, it's not like it is today with the treetops just moving. The whole trees in the woods at the bottom were all moving right down to the tree trunks. It was windy. And I thought, oh, it's all right. because I'm the one that goes, well, I rode Indy in a thunderstorm, in a dressage test, and pouring rain and all that. And I thought, it'll be fine. You know, they're out and it'll be fine. So got ready. And I had to be a little bit stern with her because she was a bit fidgety bum. And I said to her, we don't do that. We've got an Indy, we don't do that. And she stood very sweetly, and I brought her out. I brought her out and took her into the arena. She stood beautifully for me to get on. It was brilliant. I was really pleased. And then she always waits. She waits for you to put your leg on and tell her to walk on. So I got on and I went, off you go, Ginny, walk on. And off she went. So quite pleased with that. And the day before, the night before, the evening before, Lucy had ridden, and we've got a corner in our arena, which is just before the dike, the field dike is, before it starts. And you get a lot of pheasants that sit on the side there and then just jump up. And poor old Lucy was warming Donny up, and a pheasant jumped out, and then Laura and I had been chatting, and we looked up, and the next thing we knew, Lucy was on the floor. And she got up and she went, oh, Donny. And then she came round, and I get positioned in Lucy's corner so that Donny just looks at me rather than anything scary. So I went down, and I was walking around, and I went, oh, Ginny, this is really nice. And she's walking out really, really nicely, and the next thing I knew, we were shooting across the diagonal at quite a decent pace. I mean, she has got some good striding in her. I think we got to the other corner in about 3 strides. I lost balance in one stirrup, which is ridiculous. I should be more central, and it made me think that perhaps I'm not sitting squarely. Stopped her and went, no, stop. And she went, okay. And Ginny goes from 0 to 60 and from 60 to 0 in one stride. So we went, whoop, stop. And she was just like, oh, all of a quiver, got herself a bit worried. And I went, don't worry, darling, we're all okay. We've all survived, laughed, patted her, got her to walk on. And then she sort of went, she can plant herself. When she's a bit worried, she just sort of stops, and you have to go, no, 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 off you go. And she kind of planted, and I pushed her on, and she did a little buck. And I just laughed, and I went, Ginny, I've got an Indy. That's not a buck, that's more of a leg stretch. And so she went, oh, okay. And what I have discovered is that she has come into season. Laura had said the day before that her and Bally were squealing at each other over the fence, so we'd extended the electric fencing. We'd made the gap between the dividing fence wider, so we've probably got 5-foot gap between them. Both of our sides are electric, so just so we don't get any damages or anybody thinking they can squeal, get the foot caught and go over it. So she did that, and I thought all I need to do is keep walking her. And I had my microphone on, I was recording it, but the cable noise is so bad I can't use any of it, which is so upsetting. So I was a little bit, no, it's not fun. So it was a shame, and I walked her and I kept walking, and what I decided to do was I kept her in the top half of the arena, and I walked her in a square, and then would change in the diagonal, walk around and do some more. And when she finally relaxed, I halted, I stopped, and I got off. So I was quite pleased, and I said to Laura, she went to me, it's flipping windy out there. And I went, yeah, I know, but you know, she went, I can't believe it. And I said to her, and then I looked at Indy and went, you've got to be ridden. You've got to be ridden, Indy, because you haven't been ridden. And I got on her, and one which she has been a much nicer pony since I've got Ginny. Since she goes in with Ginny, Ginny tells Indy off. Indy, she still puts her ears back and she does try and bite me, but she isn't attacking me like she would do normally. And my whole attitude in there, and Laura said to me, she went, your whole confidence is growing. And, oh, well done, Tia, I've just poo-picked that area. I was pleased with her. I got Indy in, as I said. I brushed her. She was good to tack up. She was brilliant to tack up. Didn't use, because it was sunny, and this made a massive difference to Indy. When the sun is out and she has the sun on her back, she's a different pony. She does like the sun and the heat. Don't you, darling? I do, yes. I do. So... going under here, make sure I don't get electric shocks. That was the other thing. I'd recorded the whole thing because I'd done some poo picking for Laura this week because she did 2 nights. And you caught me going, oh, Hector's out. That means that fence must be off. Oh my goodness me, I got electrocuted several times touching it, picking it back up. Anyway, we went in, still blowing a flippin' hooly-gooly, and my little Indy worked her little socks off. I was so pleased. She is obviously feeling a lot better. Just in her whole demeanour, she is happier. Her eye is straight. You know, her eye is kind at the moment. So she's obviously feeling a lot better. So I'm really, really chuffed with that. She is high maintenance, and that is what we have to do with her. And, you know, it keeps her going. So she's happy to work, she was happy to get out there. She did some beautiful walk trot canters, she was on the bit the whole time. I was like flipping it, willing to go and work, and she kept going around going, can I jump? Because I jumped her the other day, and because, as you can hear, the ground is soggy, so in our jumping paddock the ground is perfect because it's free draining up there and it's soft. So I have to make the most of this whilst I can with Indy, because other than that I will have to go to Justine and either hire her school and have a jump lesson with her with Indy, or I just can't, or just hire the school and keep her going that way, because once it gets too dry like it was last year, I can't jump her, and then you're always going out to an event not having jumped. So we've done that. Laura and I were talking anyway, so I finished and I said to Laura, I went, yeah, it is a bit windy. Told her what happened with Ginny, and I said, so what I want to do is I'll get back on tomorrow, meaning yesterday, when you get up, and I'll ride her. And I said, I really want to ride her in that corner and just keep using that corner so she knows whatever happens, you keep going. And she went, that's probably a really, really good idea. So that's what we decided we would do. I then went to, then we were talking, and Laura and I are going on one of these training camps again at Forest Edge with the lovely Trevor. That's our caravan. And Laura said to me, you can take Ginny. And I went, oh, I don't know. And I still don't know. It's not until June, the end of June. So I don't know yet. It may be just that tad too much for Ginny. I don't know. We'll wait and see. So she said to me, let's hire Forest Edge and take her there. And I went, oh, yeah, okay. And it's just show jump schooling at the moment that was there. And we could have gone today. And then I said to Laura, when we were discussing this, it was pouring down with rain. So what I should have done is booked it, but I decided not to book it. Oh, Pixie's out. I thought, no, it'll be all right. And I said to her, I really want to work in that corner. And she went, well, I do understand that. It's a good idea. And I said, and then perhaps we go next week or the weekend before. But Laura and I have now I've got quite a full on. They're all right. Oh, right. So, you know, I keep calling our lovely farrier Mark. He's actually called Sam. And I keep going, why do I keep calling him Mark? He's called Sam. He's lovely. He came and did Indy's feet, and I was so impressed with her feet. She had new pads on this time. Considering those pads have been on, I would say, how long has Sam been coming to us? A year? Year and a bit? Year? Gosh, you can see, listen to this. Yeah, I think they've probably been, those pads have done her nearly a year, I reckon. And he said to me, I'm really sorry, Steph, I said, but she's worn down at the side and that'll change the fit. And I don't think this is electrified. I'll soon find out when I touch it. And he said, I don't think they'll go another one, and I'm a bit worried about the pressure it's putting on the corners of her hoofs. And I went, well, that's absolutely fine. I said, you just do what you should do. Always have new shoes, and the price is the same if you have new shoes or if you have refits. Oh, now I've got mud on me. So we did that, and he also trimmed Eek's feet, left Tia's because she was a little bit stiff, and he's going to do Tia in 4 weeks when he comes and redoes Indy's. Anyway, so I was like, gosh, they look amazing. They look normal. Her feet look flipping normal. So whereas she always gets the fraying on the bottom, especially on her left hoof, because that was a foot that was so bad. Right hoof looks normal anyway. You would never know she'd had laminitis. You just wouldn't. The left one looks good too. Anyway, I was taking a picture because I wanted to post it and say how brilliant it was. And I took the picture and I was just about to post it to the gram, and I looked and I went, that's a crack. And I went, oh my God, that looks like a grass crack. Indy, you are filthy. And I was horrified. And I sent it to Laura and I showed her. And she went, oh, what are you going to do? And I said, oh, I'm going to message Sam and see what he thinks. Bless him. Sent it to him on Facebook Messenger. He phoned me back. And he said, don't worry about it. It's just the laminitis, the laminae, as you know, that will never recover. It's just that it does fray a bit. And I went, oh, looks such a big crack. He went, it's not a grass crack, don't worry, it's not a grass crack. I went, goodness me. Anyway, so I thought, I still want to post this picture. So I looked at it again last night and then realised that the crack is actually a shadow. So I zoomed right in, which is what Sam said to me. And it looks more like a shadow from the grass, from the piece of grass. I mean, oh, I don't think it is, Sam. And I convinced him it wasn't. And it was. So now I feel really stupid. I did post it. Her feet are stunning, even a little covered in mud at the moment. And we're really pleased. So, really chuffed with that. Really, really pleased. Really pleased with myself, actually, my ponies. So, looking forward to riding Ginny. Forest Age didn't have any times that we could actually, really, the best time for us would have been about 12 o'clock. But they booked out. So, because I said to Laura, oh, it's got jumps. And she went, well, it would be just like you riding at Becky's going around the jumps. And I went, really good idea to get her used to going out and coming back, which is what I need to do. I also want to put her in the trailer and bring her back so she knows she's coming home. So I'll probably just take her to mine, take her out for a little walk, and then bring her back. I want her to get used to going out for hacks. I mean, they did hack her at Becky's. I can get on off road, so I can do that. So I will be doing that. Indy's never been a great hacker. She's not very. No, she's been all right, but as Laura said, we never really went that. We used to hack her out, but we were always together, never on our own. Hacked her out, obviously, through the woods, which I'll do again in the summer. But no, it's all right. Tia just puts her ears flat to Ginny. She's so wicked to Ginny. Poor little Ginny. Although Ginny is quite nasty to Indy as well at times. So what goes around and all that. But they seem settled. All of them seem very settled. Eek would love to be friends with her. Wouldn't you, darling? Yes, Mummy. You are so filthy. I groomed Eek the other day. I was really like, oh, they look really nice. And they just looked at me and they went, you wait. Rolled and rolled and rolled. They look unkempt and unloved. So impressed with her. So impressed, can't tell you. Ginny, I turned Ginny back out in the big field and I said to her, look, just chill. Legs, come on. Probably dog woman. I just said to her, you know, just chill. Ginny was whinnying and cantering around in 20-metre circles. None of this, you can always tell with Ginny if she's stressed, she paces. None of that, but she was just whinnying and going, where's my friend? Where's it? And Indy's like, have you heard her? What's she doing, Mum? She just ignored her and got on with it. So I was really pleased with that. But that's when I realised that Ginny was in season. And as you all know, I'm quite anti any kind of hormonal stuff or anything like that. But I just need to make sure I've got it right. I did try, I've given her a little bit of Indy's No More Nerves. I found that was better than the mare supplement for Indy. Ginny is eating it. I'm just slowly introducing it to her. I'm also slowly introducing some biotin. She definitely has only had food with lots of sugar in it. Anything different, she spits out. She's quite funny. So just a little bit of time, and she seems to be okay with it. Thank you so much for listening to the Happy Hacker with Ambition. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. By subscribing to your podcast provider, that helps me make more podcasts. Thank you so much.